Good morning and welcome to Pine Street Elementary's virtual Black History program. This year our theme is honoring the past, celebrating the present, and inspiring the future. When you think about the word honor, it means to recognize where you come from and how the experiences you've had helped shape you into the person you are today. Celebrating the present. The present is where we are right now. We are here together to celebrate how far we have come and the bond we have with one another through relationships and sharing our stories. You see, the present is a gift. Like a present that you might receive on your birthday or a special occasion, we just need to accept it. In District 7, we also have a portion of our motto that says to inspire. Matter of fact, it says to inspire and equip. As we plan for the future, we hope that each and every student at Pine Street, as well as throughout District 7, feels inspired as they embrace their future. To be inspired means you believe you can do anything you put your mind to. As you watch the program today, it is my pleasure to say that all of the featured speakers are former Pine Street students. They are all part of our arts-infused approach to learning. They are all artists. So as you watch today, enjoy the fact that your arts-infused experience will lead you to success in the future. So without further ado, honor your past, celebrate your present, and be inspired to embrace the future. Enjoy the show.
You can feel it all over, people. Rosa was born in Pine Level, Alabama in 1930. When Rosa was little, she had to walk to and from school. While doing that, kids threw trash at her. Later, she had to drop out of high school because her grandparents got sick a lot. When she was older, she said no to a bus driver who asked her to get up just because she was African American. So she was arrested and she was fine with that. Later, she published her own book in 1992 called My Story Rosa Parks. Rosa once said each person must live their lives as a great model for others. Rosa changed the world by trying to stop segregation. One trait for Rosa is brave because people threw rocks at her. Another trait for Rosa is proud because she paid $16.50 just to vote. One lesson I learned from Rosa is to never give up.
Basketball legend. Michael Jordan once said, "I can't accept failure because everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." Michael Jordan is known for playing basketball. He was born on February 17, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York. In his childhood, Michael loved playing baseball with his brother Larry. Larry is the one who inspired him. Larry told Michael what to do and how to do it. In high school, Michael wanted to play on the varsity team. He was mad when he didn't make it. And then he started to practice every day. In college, he went to North Carolina and they won the championship for the basketball team. He was drafted to the Bulls in 1984. He won 6 NBA championships with the Bulls. In 1993, his father died and he retired from the NBA to play baseball. He said it brought him back to his childhood where he had his dad. But later he returned to the NBA, but he had to wear 45 for a little bit. And then he went back to 23. In 2002, Michael retired for good. Michael Jordan changed the world by being a great basketball player. Michael is inspiring because sometimes when he was in a game, he would do his best to make the players on his team better. Another word to describe Michael is hardworking because he played 2 sports and never gave up on one of them. One lesson I could learn from Michael Jordan is to never give up.
Amazing Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Oprah was born in Cosquillo, Mississippi, January 29th. She was known for her courage and new ideas. In her childhood, she lived with her grandmother, but was abused by her too hard and too much, but still loved her. In her middle years, she went to a boarding school and was an honor student. In middle school, she had a son when 14. Sadly, he died. That's when she decided to be a TV reporter. In her older years, she quit college one class before getting her degree. She was already an actress and played Sophia in the movie The Color Purple. That's when she was invited to work at AM Chicago. Eventually, it became The Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah changed the world by making The Oprah Winfrey Show to encourage other people. Oprah is generous by giving things like cars out on her show. She is also loving because she opened a school for people that didn't have enough money to send their children. I can learn how to be loving and generous just like Oprah.
The art of stepping has its roots in gumboot dancing. The history of gumboot dancing was born in the gold mines of South Africa. It was a way for the workers who felt the weight of the migrant labor system and the oppressive laws to survive, as talking was forbidden. Faced with this repressive regime, workers adapted traditional dances and rhythms to the only instruments available, their boots and bodies. With a focus on precise foot movements and hand clapping, gumboots used this style of dance to communicate.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Gist, and I was once a former student of Pine Street, and I just want to say that the school within itself is so amazing. It's a lot of good people, a lot of support that helped me be better as a student and a person today, and the teachers there, they gave me the support that I needed to make me believe in myself and help me on my road to my goal in life, which is to be a vet. And they also helped me do things that are out of my comfort zone, like step team. I remember 5th grade, it was the Black History Month program, and they had the step team from Spartanburg High School come down and, do the steps and things like that. And I knew when I saw them that that's what I wanted to do when I got in high school. And now since I'm here, I tried out, and now I'm on the team, and the team is such an amazing environment as well. The girls on the team, they're so understanding, and they help you with things, they help you with steps, and it makes you feel like you have a whole another family there for you, and that's a very good supporting system for me. So I just love them. I love the girls on there, the coaches. It's just an amazing environment, an amazing thing to do, to express yourself without saying anything. Like, all you have to do is just express yourself. And a lot of people like step, but they just are too nervous and scared to try it. And I was like that one time, but me being at Pine Street, the teachers and the principals, they helped me realize that it's more things out there, and if I try something, I know that I can do it if I put my mind to it, and I greatly appreciate them for that. And they will always be a family of mine, and I will always love Pine Street, and I hope you do too.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to introduce our guest speaker for the day, Miss Lustra Miller. Lustra Miller is a proud native of Spartanburg, South Carolina. She even went here to Pine Street Elementary School as well as to McCracken Middle School and Spartanburg High School. She is a 2014 graduate of Winthrop University and holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in dance performance. Lustra is heavily involved in the Miss America organization by competing and volunteering in the Miss South Carolina organization. She was Miss Inman 2015, and as Miss Inman, she placed third runner-up and won the overall swimsuit portion at the 2015 Miss South Carolina pageant. She also held the title of Miss Spartanburg in 2014, making her the first African-American woman to win Miss Spartanburg in the pageant's 60-year history. Lustra is currently employed by Anderson County School District 5 as a high school dance director at Southwood Academy of the Arts. She has also launched a pageant consulting business, Lustra Miller Consulting, where she works with women of all ages from all pageant systems. She thoroughly enjoys working with women on skills that will prepare them for not just pageantry, but for real life as well. Lustra is also furthering her education by obtaining a Master's of Education degree from Anderson University, and she even eventually wants to work in the field of diversity, equity, and inclusion to help make the world a better place for all. In her spare time, Lustra loves to exercise, teach, and choreograph at local dance studios and community theaters. She likes to cook, read, and spend time with her family and friends. At this time, please give your attention to Miss Lustra Miller. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lustra Miller, and I am so excited to be your speaker this year for your Black History program. I am elated that Miss Linnell Lawson asked me to be your speaker because a really long time ago, I was right where you were because I was a student at Pine Street Elementary School from the fall of 2001 until the spring of 2004. So I'm so excited to have the opportunity to talk to you all about something that I'm very passionate about, which is the performing arts and the preservation of Black history. So I'm thrilled to be here, even though it's virtually. I'm so excited and so stoked to even have the opportunity to talk to students who were just where I was just a few years ago. I want to give a quick shout out to some teachers that I saw that are still at Pine Street that have made such a huge impact in my life. Miss Bradford, she was my science teacher whenever I was in 5th grade, and she was the first teacher that made me enjoy science because she was awesome. I also had Miss Stoddard for math that same year when I was in the 5th grade, and she was someone who was so patient with me because I was not that great at math, but she was someone who worked with me, and I absolutely loved having her. One of my favorite places to be at Pine Street was in the library to get those accelerated reader points. So I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Williams and Miss Bailey, who were in the library whenever I was at Pine Street. I also want to give a huge shout out to Miss Joyce Morrow, who is a really close family friend of mine and kind of like an aunt to me. And last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to one of my very, very, very first dance teachers, which was Miss Woodham. I was a member of her dance ensemble when I was in the 5th and 6th grade, and she really instilled some amazing values about not just dancing, but about being an educator and just being a teacher. And I'm so thankful for her and for her guidance, and we're still very close friends to this day. So I want to give a special shout out to all of those amazing teachers, and just to remind all of you students that you have some of the best teachers in the entire state of South Carolina right here at Pine Street Elementary School. So whenever this is over, make sure you go and you thank your teachers for all of the hard work that they do. When Miss Lawson asked me to speak to you all, she wanted me to speak about not just Black history, but also the performing arts. And I am a performing arts educator in Anderson County Schools right here in South Carolina. And I thought, what better way to record this Black history speech than to take you into my own space where I help foster the love of dance to high school students right here in Anderson. So I'm recording this from my dance studio at school. It is amazing that I get to come to school every single day and instill the love of dance to every student that walks into my door, and it's so special to me. When Miss Lawson asked me to speak, she wanted me to incorporate the importance of the performing arts and Black history. So, in order to do that, I wanted to talk to you guys about three choreographers. Oh, as you can see, the bell sounds just like it does at your school because, like I said, I'm a teacher and classes are starting to change. So, sorry about that. But I wanted to incorporate taking some of my favorite choreographers that I have looked up to ever since I was your age and talking about how they made a difference as not just Black people in history, but as also artists. So the first person I'm going to talk about is a man named Alvin Ailey. Now, Alvin Ailey was a choreographer way back when in the 1950s and 60s. Alvin Ailey was born in Rogers, Texas. And as a young boy, he was really inspired by the music and the instruments and the sounds that he heard growing up in an African American church. So, whenever he left Rogers, Texas, he moved to Los Angeles and he started studying a style of dance called modern dance. If you have Miss Woodham, I'm sure you've talked about modern dance before. But Alvin Ailey started wanting to combine all of the things that he was learning about modern dance and wanting to incorporate his culture as not just a Black man, but a Black man who was raised in the South in predominantly Black churches. He wanted to infuse those together, and with that, he created a beautiful piece called Revelations. And Revelations is basically a piece where he took everything that he knew about modern dance and all the things that happened as he experienced in Black churches, and he fused them together, creating one of the most iconic pieces in American dance history. Revelations was choreographed and created in 1960. It's a really long time ago. And to this day, it is still being performed all over the world in its entirety, which means that they are still performing it from beginning to end. Revelations, Alvin Ailey's always said that Revelations was a piece where he was paying homage or paying respect to his culture. And it's so beautiful to watch. And I will send all of these links to Miss Lawson so that maybe your teachers can show it in your classroom. But it's such a beautiful piece where he takes old Negro spirituals, which are songs that slaves used to sing to help uplift their spirits, but also to help them escape from slavery. And he took those songs and added some beautiful movement to it to help create one of the most iconic pieces in American dance history. He is amazing. Alvin Ailey is a choreographer that I look up to. Unfortunately, he passed away back in 1989, so he is no longer with us. But I like to always say that his spirit is living on not just through Revelations, but through his company. He started a dance company called the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater that is still performing to this day in New York City and all over the world. So even though he is not here with us, his legacy for sure still lives on and will continue to live on. The next person that I want to talk about is another choreographer that I have looked up to ever since I was a little girl, and her name is Debbie Allen. And a lot of your teachers probably are familiar with Debbie Allen from the TV show Fame, which came out in the 1980s. And Debbie Allen actually got one of the very few people who got her start not only as a dancer, but she was a singer and she was an actress. Debbie Allen was one of those people where whenever you saw her, she was small in stature. So she's a very short and petite woman, but she had this big personality and this larger-than-life attitude that she could just fill up a room. Debbie Allen faced a lot of hardships whenever she was growing up, simply because she was an African-American woman trying to make it in the world of dance. Whenever she first started training, a lot of students and a lot of studios declined her access to their space and to her getting a good dance education simply because of the color of their skin. And it's really unfortunate because she was so talented and so good and just wanted to learn more. But simply because she was a Black girl, people denied her that access. A really good friend of mine always said, whenever people are denied something, it's not because, lack of talent, it's because of lack of access. And Debbie Allen is a key representative of that. She was not able to get access to some of these dance classes to help make her a better dancer. But luckily, there are some teachers, like the ones that I had at Pine Street, who saw something special in Debbie Allen, who gave her a chance and were able to get her that dance education that she so righteously deserved. She went on and she got a scholarship to go to Howard University, which is a historical Black college and university up in Washington, D.C. Actually, I know that Miss Lawson's daughter, Jayla, is a student at Howard and doing super, super well. So I love to make that connection. But she was able to perform at Howard, and some of her teachers, after she left Howard, even told her, "You don't need to be a ballet dancer." And it was really disheartening for her because they told her that she didn't have the right body type. And Debbie Allen went on and she would dance on Broadway. She has her own dance school in Los Angeles. She has produced hit television shows. She's choreographed award shows that have been watched by millions of people. And it was all because she never stopped believing in herself or in her abilities. So one of the things that I love to remind students about when it comes to Debbie Allen is that there are going to be people in life that are going to tell you no simply because of things that you can't help and simply because of their own prejudices that they have against other people, which is not right. It doesn't matter. If you want something, you go after it. You find those resources. You find the people that can help you get there, because that's what people like Debbie Allen did. And that's what people like Alvin Ailey did. And that's literally what I do every single day. I try to find the resources to not only become a better dancer, but also a better teacher, a better mentor, and simply just a better person. The last person I want to talk about is someone that is very, very near and dear to me, and that is my mom. My mom's name is Marguerite Bell Miller, and Miss Margarita, she's affectionately known to a lot of people in Spartanburg, was the first Black woman in the upstate of South Carolina to own and operate her own dance studio. And sitting back at the ripe age of 29 years old, realizing that I am directly related to someone who is such a pivotal part of the Black history right here in our hometown of Spartanburg really means a lot to me. My mom started this studio a long time ago in a house that was right next to her parents' house, and she just wanted to give kids something to do, give kids something positive to do after school. What she didn't realize is that the thing that she was giving them were not just dance steps. She was giving them life advice. She was giving them life lessons. She was giving them things that they were going to take with them for the rest of their lives and even pass on to their children. My mom owned and operated the studio for 36 years, and so many young kids all over Spartanburg County walked through the doors of my mom's studio and were able to take classes from not just her, but my cousin, who was also a teacher. I was a teacher. It was just a really awesome family business to be a part of. My mom was never classically trained. She never really took dance classes growing up, but one thing that my mom had was something called tenacity. My mom never gave up. My mom, if there is something that she wanted to learn, she went after it. If there is something that she wanted her kids to see, she made sure that she found the resources to do so. My mother is the definition of hard work, and my mom is the definition of dedication. And that is why she is, not just because she is my mother, but because her creativity, her perseverance, her tenacity are always going to be something that I look up to. So Alvin Ailey, Debbie Allen, and Marguerite Bell Miller are the three people that I want you guys to focus on. Alvin Ailey, because he is an iconic world-renowned choreographer that I think is awesome, that helped shift how we look at modern dance today. Debbie Allen, because she is someone who never gave up, despite people telling her to her face that she could not be a professional dancer simply because of the color of her skin. I want you to look at Debbie Allen, be reminded of to never give up. If there is something that you want, you don't allow people to get in your way of getting it. And lastly, Marguerite Bell Miller, because it's important that we celebrate our local heroes right here in Spartanburg County. There are countless people in Spartanburg who deserve to be celebrated, not just on Black History Month, but every single day of the year. And so I am so excited and so thrilled just to share those three people who are so inspirational for me. I love that we are celebrating Black History Month, but one of the things that I always like to remind my students, and we're also doing things to celebrate Black History Month in our class, but Black history is a part of American history. Whenever we are studying things from the civil rights movement, whenever we are studying things from about how slavery was abolished, whenever we're studying things that have happened like in the last 10 years of our lives, it is a part of American history and it deserves to be celebrated and uplifted, not just during the month of February, but every day. Last but certainly not least, I don't want to embarrass them too much, but I have a beautiful niece and nephew who are students at Pine Street Elementary School. So hi, Tyranny and Titus. Aunt Lustra loves you so much, but thank you guys so much for taking the time to even listen to me. I always say that, yes, I'm a lot older than than the students at Pine Street, but I still have so much to learn. As long as you're alive, you never stop learning. Your teachers are still learning every single day, whether it's from each other or whether it's from their students. So thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to speak to a school and a place that is so near and dear to me. I love you, and just remember, Black History Month is not just for the month of February. We need to celebrate it every single day. Thank you all so much, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.
Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. Best thing in the world. Never trade you for anybody else. And brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. The best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Singing.
Says she really grew up poor like me. Don't believe in nothing but the Almighty. Just a little jeans and a pure whitey. She never dreamed forever be nobody wifey. Yeah. She wanna mean a pretty but your heart is a miss. Play you like a villain cause she caught in a way. Tonight I am walking away. 9 to 5 mine and I grind, yeah. Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. I'm glad that I'm calming down. Can't let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love. She fights it by falling slowly. If ever you are in doubt, remember what mama told me. Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. Your back against the world. I never trade you for anybody else. A brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. The best thing in all the world. I never trade you for anybody else.
Pose like a trophy when Naomi's walking. She need an Oscar for that pretty dark skin. Pretty like Lupita when the camera's closing. Drip broke the levee when my Kelly's rolling. I think tonight she might braid her braids. Melanin too dark to throw her shade. She minds her business and winds her waist. Roll like 24K. Okay.
Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. I'm glad that I'm calming down. Can't let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love. She fights it by falling slowly. If ever you are in doubt, remember what mama told me. Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. Your back against the wall. I never trade you for anybody else. Say brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. The best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Say
Skin girl, your skin just like pearls. Best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else. Singing.
I would like to thank all of the teachers, students, faculty, and all who helped to make our Black History program a success this year. We focused on Black history through the lens of the arts. I would like to thank Dr. Dawkins, who did a wonderful emphasis on Mr. Sidney Portier. I would also like to thank our music teachers, Miss Lori Patterson and Miss Jessica King. They worked hard with the students on African drumming, as well as the wonderful rendition of Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke. It was awesome. I would also like to give a special thank you to Miss Scott and Miss Hodge. They did an emphasis on Jonathan Green, who was from South Carolina, and he is a Gullah cultural artist. And they also did an emphasis on a local artist. His name is Mr. Melvin Nesbitt, and he is a product of Spartanburg School District 7. Miss Woodham, who is our dance teacher, did a great job with our hip hop and did a tap and worked on a tap routine with our students. And the SHS step team did a wonderful job. And bringing our program all together was our wonderful and talented speaker, Miss Lustra Miller. She did an amazing job talking about how the arts have shaped Black history as well as her life personally. And she too is a product of Spartanburg School District 7. This year's celebration was very special to me because not only did we honor the past, we celebrated the present, and we inspired the future by recognizing all the great contributions being made by minorities. We do this with great pride and honor in hopes that Black history will be highlighted not only in February, but all year long. Thank you again, and I hope that you enjoyed the program. Now we will have a special treat from a former Pine Street student, Mr. Charles Lewis Jeffers, and the Marching Crimson Piper Band of Tuskegee Institute.
Greetings, Pine Street. I am Charles Jeffers, a senior chemical engineering major here at Tuskegee University, and I'm also a Pine Street School alum. Here at Tuskegee, we take very much pride in our rich history, traditions, and various clubs and organizations. The organization that I'm here to tell you about, in which I'm proud to be a member of, is the best band in the land, the Tuskegee University Marching Crimson Pipers. At historically Black colleges and universities, marching bands are one of the most thrilling groups on campus, as well as an important aspect of campus culture. Not only do the bands provide music, but they also bring lots of energy to keep the crowd entertained and hyped at events such as football games, parades, and pep rallies, and the Marching Crimson Pipers have fulfilled that task for many years. The Marching Crimson Piper Band is the oldest Black college band founded in 1894. Later, in 1906, Tuskegee Institute could boast of a well-organized 35-piece band and 18-piece orchestra. The band was initially a part of the military department, and in 1931, the School of Music was established under the directorship of William L. Dawson. In the 1940s, the band became a part of the Department of Music. Captain Frank L. Dry then held the title of Director of Bands, and the band consisted of 75 pieces, including drum majors, juvenile drum majors, majorettes, and herald trumpeters. For well over a century, the Marching Crimson Pipers have been known for their outstanding halftime performances that incorporate a unique marching style, powerful music arrangements, complex dance routines, and quality presentations by the Crimson Piperettes, flag line, and soulful drum majors. Anyone who's been to a Tuskegee event where the band has performed will not only tell you about these characteristics of the band, but will also recall dancing and even singing to the band playing Ball and Parlay, an anthem here at Tuskegee.